Our coverage of the Betfred Challenge Cup. It has been a day of reflection following the announcement of the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. There will be a period of silence prior to tonight's fixture as a mark of respect for the longest serving royal consort in British history. Well, tonight's game is one we've been looking forward to. It sees, as you can see, the York City Knights of the Championship face Super League's big hitters, the Wigan Warriors, and here is how the two sides are going to line up this evening for this most eagerly anticipated of Betfred Challenge Cup clashes. You can see the York City Knights team, though, so much big name experience, but so depleted tonight. Miles Harrison, a local boy, making his debut at fullback with Perry Whiteley, time down Nicow. Liam Salter, a finalist in this competition with Hull KR, and Kieran Dixon with bags of experience of his own. A new look halfback pairing with both missing this evening, Riley Dean and Brendan O'Hagan, so it's Danny Washbrook alongside Matty Marsh. Up front will be James Greenwill Jubb and Adam Cuthbertson on appearance number 300, with Joe Porter, Sam Scott and Tim Spears completing the 13 off the bench. It's Dan Barker, Ronan Dixon, Marcus Stock and AJ Taus, another local boy to look out for off the bench. Wigan, well, a few names missing, but boy, what a strong side that is. The 2015 Man of Steel, Zach Hardacre, in fine form, with Hanley, Isa, Halsall and Jake Bibby, who cannot stop scoring tries. No Tommy Luluai tonight, so Harry Smith is in the halves, with Jackson Hastings up front, Joe Bullock, Sam Powell and big Brad Singleton, with John Bateman, Morgan Smithies and Ollie Partington. The Wigan interchange bench tonight, Liam Byrne, Ethan Havard, Joe Shorrocks and Tony Clubb for the Warriors head coach Adrian Lamb, a Challenge Cup winner himself in the cherry and white back in 2002. Tony Ray's alongside me to watch this one. I said, Tony, good evening, by the way, first of all. I said how much we've been looking forward to this. How disappointed were you when you saw the York City Knights team sheet, first and foremost?
Well, disappointed for the guys that miss out on a contest that they would have been very much looking forward to from the moment they saw the draw come out, but not for the guys that are playing tonight. They'll be uber excited about the challenge. There'll be some doubt inside that squad. They know they're up against it, but they won't be feeling the doubt now. They'll be thinking about the tasks they've got to do when they get out there. They'll be thinking about the start, have a good warm-up, build some confidence. They'll be generating some energy inside of a team. A lot of players that have trained a lot together, but not played together, not got in here to the action together, and so that presents some new challenges. You expect the experienced guys, the Washbrooks and the Cuthbertson who you see on the screen, they will really be vocal. They'll be leading and just trying to comfort those young guys, get them into the contest and let them settle down inside of it.
James Ford, the York City Knights head coach, he doesn't want any sympathy with it for the guys who they've got out at the moment, the likes of Chris Clarkson, Danny Kerman, Jordan Baldwinson missing. Brining and Smith we knew already, but this week, Tony, added to that, Ryan Atkins, Ben Jones-Bishop, Brendan O'Hagan, Riley Dean, I mentioned, and Jack Teamby. He says there's no violins tonight. This is an opportunity. There's still a very good experienced side with that sprinkling of talent that York is so excited about.
Yeah, and the challenge probably goes a little bit the other way then to Wigan, isn't it? You know, they could easily drop their guard and find themselves in a bit of trouble if they don't raise themselves to their own standards. So they need to be really applied when they enter the contest, because you can guarantee that one thing York will be enthusiastic. They'll chase everything down. They'll be full of energy because they won't have the teamwork cohesion. They won't have the rugby league ability. They won't have the talent in their team. Let's face it, compared to what Wigan do. But, you know, you can be damn sure these guys will be guaranteeing themselves that they won't get done on enthusiasm. They will chase, they will run hard, they will scramble for everything, and they make these Wigan players really work for everything they've got. And Wigan's a big name. And when you're a bit of David and Goliath, when you're York there and you're looking to prove your colours and prove yourself out against big teams, you might have to necessarily win it on the scoreboard. You might come away with a moral victory if they can really get out and work hard today.
Well, we've been catching up with one of York's star men this week and their head coach on the prospect of taking on one of the game's most successful sides.
What was your first thought when York's name came out next to Wigan's in that drill?
Excited. Excited. As I said, Wigan are a massive club. I grew up watching Wigan dominate the Challenge Cup and watching them in World Cup challenges, and they've been fairly dominant in the Super League. And when you think of them, you think of success, and I'm delighted that my team is getting to face off against such a famous club.
Wigan, being a massive team that they are, to have a team that big come into the stadium right off the rip is good for the club and good for the new stadium. I think it's going to showcase how good the stadium actually is, and I think Wigan will be impressed with the pitch quality and the stands as well. So it's going to be a very interesting game.
This is the kind of occasion and game that this stadium was built for. Was it a bittersweet moment, knowing that this place will be empty tomorrow night?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the York City has shown that they get behind events, and Wigan are an event out there. You know, York Wigan in the Challenge Cup. I believe this place would have been full or near on full, and they'd have been the 18th man for us. But that's not to be, and there's worse things that's happened in the last year than us not getting a full stadium for a cup game. So we'll move past that, and we need to put a massive effort in. You know, otherwise that won't be good enough.
Wigan are a massive team, and they would have brought a decent crowd across with them, and I think York us as a fan base, I think the fans would have loved to have been in there for that game. It's kind of upsetting that it's not been able to happen, but it's also massive that like I say, we're going to come in here. Hopefully it can happen again. Hopefully we can go the next step by beating them on the weekend, but only time will tell.
And Wigan obviously 2 from 2 in the Betfred Super League, but have stuttered at times. Have you seen bits where you think you can hurt them?
Yeah, we had a good look at Wigan, and there's some real quality there for sure. But when you look at any side and any system, regardless of what the system is, there's always a way of unpicking it, and we'll have a good crack at them on Friday.
To say you've beat Wigan on your home patch from the league below, I don't think there's many teams that can say they've done that. I might be wrong, but I don't. From what I remember from playing, I've never seen that happen. So if we could do that, it'd be like a massive achievement for the boys, and it will show how hard we've worked and the effort that we're putting in.
Just lastly, Adrian Lamb's been quite kind about York. He said it's one of his favourite places to visit in the UK. Is it mutual? Are you a big Wigan Pier man? How many times have you been down there and enjoyed yourself?
To be honest, I'm not a Wigan Pier man. No, I'm not sure it would do high up on my list of things to do, but I do have a lot of respect for Wigan as a rugby league club. As I said, I've grown up watching them dominate tournaments, and I was a big Adrian Lamb fan as well as a young boy, watching him play half for Wigan. Yeah, he was a sensational player, and I actually texted him yesterday, said I was looking forward to meeting him. So I'm not sure the feeling's mutual.
Well, best of luck tomorrow night, James.
Thank you.
He says he's an Adrian Lamb man, that's for sure. It's bittersweet, Tony Ray, this, isn't it? We would love to have that new stadium packed out for their first ever look at Betfred Challenge Cup Rugby League. We're delighted, of course, to be able to stream it live and exclusive across the Sportsman, but that place would be bouncing tonight. Yeah,
and it was a nice intro into it, and I think everybody now has the anticipation and are looking forward to getting there. It's a fantastic stadium to look at. It was great shots from outside the stadium. You can tell the vibe from everybody going there is they're really proud of it. So that's not lost. That's not going to change. We're just stuck in a circumstance. It is what it is. You know, I love the little byplay actually by Coach James Ford there. The fact, you know, he texted Adrian Lamb. It sort of sums up the cup, doesn't it? The fact that he was a bit
whether he got a reply.
Yeah. It was very interesting, isn't it? I'm sure, you know, Lammy's a good guy. He would have, you know, gone back and said, I'm looking forward to seeing you as well, and proud of what you do as a player, and everything's going very well for them. So this side's got a lot to make up from last week. So they've got to get some energy into this warm-up and some energy into the start of their game.
No, you're right. That is a lovely moment, and kind of brings across how special this is for James Ford, still a very young coach, and his York City Knights getting ready to take on one of the iconic names. We can hear from one of their greats, a rugby league legend who's been reflecting himself on one of sport's greatest ever club sides.
You want to talk about pressure? At Wigan, it was a catastrophe if you lost a couple of games. The amount of pressure that was on you was incredible, but it was where you want to be. The connection between Wigan and the Challenge Cup is no more complicated than the fact that they've been so successful at it. You know, when you're successful at something, there's a strong emotional connection, and you know, Wigan have established that. Obviously, that period of dominance they had in the late 80s and early 90s, going back there 8 times in a row, really cemented Wigan, I think, into the national psyche.
There it is, the Challenge Cup from Viscount Whitelaw. Once again in Wigan's hands. Ellery Hanley holds it aloft.
True greatness comes with repetition. I love watching the younger players come in because I could see, and you see it, people like, he's coming to that Wigan dressing room, people like Andy Farrell, you bring them into your inner circle, and they'd spend time at your house, they'd see the trappings or whatever, and Jason Robson, but obviously all the elder statesmen as well, people like G. Miles and Andy Gregory, Dean Bell, that was just being there. How could you not succeed when you have so many, great players, all with a terrific mindset, all with the Wigan way?
The kick, the chase for a fire. Just look at this window. He's got it. Oh, yes, he is. He got the try. His left hand managed to get there. Sheer pace.
When I won the Lance Todd in '92, on the coach on the way back, everyone could not understand why I was upset. They said, you won the Lance Todd, you scored 2 tries, you had a fantastic performance, you silenced all the doubters who were saying that you weren't worth 440,000, which is what the figure that Wigan paid for me. Why wouldn't you be happy? I was just saying, no, I'm not happy, because I'd seen what, Joe Lydon had done. I'd seen what Henderson Gill had done. I'd seen what Stuart Wright had done. I'd even seen old footage of what Billy Boston had done. They would run the length of the field and done something of note, done something that would be remembered. And I thought, that's not going to be remembered. And I was thinking about creating legacies at the time. When I stepped onto Wembley turf in 1994, the things that were going through my mind were, what can I achieve on that day?
And Martin of Fire, trying to make some space. Now then, Martin of Fire, he's got Alan Tate to beat on the outside. I'm sure he's going to go the full length. That is one sensational try. That must rank amongst the finest ever seen on this ground.
And people say, why did you go to your knees? Because I thought to myself, hallelujah, I've created a moment.
And this man, Martin of Fire, the world's most lethal try scorer.
The number of ex-Wigan players who are influential within the modern game of rugby union and rugby league, the likes of Sean Edwards, Jason Robertson, what he's done with England winning the World Cup, all that filtrates out into the country, and myself appearing on lots of reality TV shows, Chris Radlinski, the great work he's done. So that Wigan team of that era, when you see the tentacles of which they've branched out into, public life, there's no other rugby league team in the world that has had that amount of influence. And I think, it all stems back to Wembley Stadium.
Wonderful, iconic Wembley memories with one of the greats, Martin of Fire, and the team's just about ready to go. Let's remind you of them. Where's the hero tonight? Where is the match winner? Will it be one of these names from the York City Knights? A lot of youth, a lot of experience in there with Miles Harrison at fullback. Then it's Whiteley, Dow, Nicow, Salter and Dixon, with a halfback pairing tonight of Matty Marsh and Danny Washbrook. Up front it's Green, Job and Adam Cuthbertson, a lot on his shoulders tonight, with Porter, Scott and Spears completing the 13 on the bench. Barco, Dixon, Stock and Towers. The Wigan Warriors have a much stronger looking side, a much more familiar looking lineup, with Zach Hardacre again at fullback. Then it's Bibby, Isa, Halsall and Hanley across the back. Harry Smith alongside Jackson Hastings, with Joe Bullock, Sam Powell and Brad Singleton across the front row. John Bateman, Morgan Smithies and Ollie Partington on the bench. Byrne, Havard, Shorrocks and Club for the head coach, Adrian Lamb. What do you expect tonight from this fixture, Tony?
I expect a good opening from York. I expect a lot of energy from them. I expect them to. I thought last week they complicated their games. They just need to earn this game. They need to just get themselves forward, kick for the corners, and make Wigan have to really work hard in the game. As I said earlier, I think York are chasing a moral victory here. They're going to try and see if they can really put some pressure on Wigan, force some errors, force some kick pressure. You see Sam Powell bringing them down the stands there now. I think they want to put these guys under pressure. If I was York, I'd be thinking about, playing in little 10-minute chunks, just try and see if we can be at 0-0 after 10 minutes and, see if we can be even or, maybe in touch after 20 and get to half-time in touch. Bateman looks up for it and ready and smiling and enjoying the camera there as he's walking down. So they're obviously not under a lot of pressure, and they shouldn't be.
Yes, no great dramatic both teams out of the dressing rooms and up the tunnel entrance in these COVID times. It's kind of, there's one team coming down from one of the boardrooms looking for the pitch. But you're right, they look relaxed, don't they? Zach Hardaker, John Bateman, Sam Powell. The York City Knights are going to gain so much from tonight. And it's such an opportunity for them as well to... Well, the carrot's there to move even closer to Wembley and get a real scalp against one of the iconic names in this famous cup competition.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's probably, if you can take it even to man-on-man duels, if you're playing against a Singleton, if you're playing against a Hardaker, if you're the opposition forward, you've got Miles Harrison on debut and he's saying he's playing opposite Zach Hardaker, as you said, a Man of Steel winner. Some experience there. We see Cuthbertson and Dixon, as we know, they've got great experience in the game coming out. So they'll be looking to have little wins, little battles inside of the contest and keep themselves nice and positive as they enter into the contest.
Yeah, here come the York City Knights, led out by that man, Adam Cuthbertson. 2015 treble winner with the Leeds Rhinos. He will have to lead his troops tonight with so many absentees in this York City Knights side, but they will be ready for this and we will pause, of course, prior to kick-off tonight for a minute's silence as a mark of respect for His Royal Highness Prince Philip.
Just stay where you are, guys, 13 seconds as well.
Impeccably observed minute's silence for His Royal Highness Prince Philip.
Ready?
Followed by the 13-second pause with the RFL united in tackling all forms of discrimination, including racism.
Let's go, guys. Have a good one, guys. We've got a ball.
And the referee, as you can probably hear, Marcus Griffiths says, have a good one, guys. It's time for the action. There he is, the man in the middle. York City Knights against Wigan Warriors. An intriguing Betfred Challenge Cup third round lineup. And it's live and exclusive across the Sportsman. And we have been looking forward to this all week. A first meeting in 35 years between these two. They met in the Challenge Cup semi-final of 1984 as well. Wigan running out winners that day at Elland Road. A cup competition that the Warriors haven't won since 2013. And this, their first step along the road to Wembley in 2021. It will be York to get us underway. Kieran Dixon gives us lift-off, kicking from right to left, and it'll be Wigan to have the first feel of the football live on the Sportsman. from the Betfred Challenge Cup, 3rd round. And it's big Brad Singleton driving up the middle, bags of experience. Treble winner with Leeds.
3, move Tim, get square.
Real early hunger, as you would expect, from York in their first defensive set, as Bateman gets a first feel of the ball.
Stands for go.
You won't miss him on those boots tonight. Singleton once more, strong start from the Warriors.
All the way, James. Well done. Where good.
Where will Hastings go with the boot? Just floats one.
10 metres.
And a tester for Dixon. He claims it confidently and says, you've got to do better than that.
What a clever and well-worked opening set from Wigan, and well handled from York. 5 drives, not a pass, not much deception. Wigan just took full respect for the contest. Let's not complicate this. They really drove it in. Good news for York that handled it. Bad news that Wigan have come in with an uncomplicated game plan, so they're going to have to really dig in and work hard here, York. York using the short sides early, which is a clever strategy.
Yeah, James Ford will have said no mistakes early. Let's give this Wigan side absolutely nothing for free. Cuthbertson.
Good set this, up over halfway already.
Strong game. Will Job buzzing around a hooker. Goes back. Now where's the kick going to land? It's turned Hardacre around. He took that well over his shoulder, and the chase is good. That's an encouraging start from York.
Terrific start. Got through their set well. Main thing was to do that, not be complicated. Moved the ball nicely, went to the short side, then a nice pass play from Cuthbertson. Nice little contact there as well from James Green. Again, we see him Wigan 1 out, driving forward, just easing their way into the contest. Letting York know we're not going to try and go around you and complicate it. We're going to take you on through the middle.
Here they come. Quick hands from Hastings. Washbrook completes the tackle. One of 2 Challenge Cup winners starting for York City Knights tonight. Sam Powell just orchestrates proceedings, says that's where I want you, and then comes back to Hastings to put boot to ball again with those bright orange boots. He's picked out Dixon again. It's the fullback to claim it, though. No mistake at all. Confident first take from Miles Harrison.
Wonderful effort from Harrison. It was a high one. It sat for a long time. You could hear the Wigan boots coming at him. The young man handled that particularly well. What a great start to this game.
First feel of the football from the local boy on his debut. And immediately the York City Knights feeling the ferocity of this Wigan Warriors side.
Well, the interesting thing in this set will be where they can get to. Can they get up to halfway for the kick? That's sort of where the pass mark for Dixon's done a terrific job here. Drags him to 40. They need this next carry to get over halfway.
Will Job having a look left and a look right. Gives it to Cuthbertson, who decides against it and just takes the tackle in the end from Big Joe Bullock. And they promoted the ball with a couple to go. Running it down the right-hand side. Time down Nicow.
This is great. The offload from Cuthbertson. Now advantage York in the opening exchanges. This is the first attacking kick we'll see of the game.
Great opportunity to turn Wigan around again. It's gone very narrow and high. And a confident take.
Now, they needed a contest on that one. If they're going to go narrow and high rather than deep, you've got to get someone looking for the catch there.
York and Wigan scoreless. Early exchanges of the Betfred Challenge Cup 3rd round. Live and exclusive. Free to air across the Sportsman tonight. With the Challenge Cup already underway this evening, with Hull KR knocking out Castleford. 32-28 final score from that one. Sounded a belter. Hardacre scurrying from dummy half. Picking out Spears.
6 again. Yeah, players on the ground.
The first danger side.
It comes back to that kick chase. They went high with no contest. It made Wigan comfortable in the contest for the first time. And look at them charging downfield.
What he's very loose carry. What's the referee seen here? He said that is a too loose a carry. And there's no point having 6 again if you're only going to last one of them and give the ball away.
Big let off there for York. They put themselves under pressure. Let's see what happens. It's Bullock with the ball. Nice contact, nice level of contact. Yeah, it was the shot. It's a terrific shot from Tim Spears. So they've earned that one. Can they get themselves again way up over halfway and get themselves some nice field position here?
Tony Ray with us to watch this one tonight. Oh, that's a big hit from Singleton. He'll be feeling that for a few minutes. Job. As York shift to this near left-hand side, having made a confident start in the first ever Challenge Cup match at their new stadium, the LNER Community Stadium. Longing for a day when those 8,000 plus seats are all full. There will be a time. Job. Cuthbertson seeing a lot of the ball. Porter. Down Nikau. He wasn't born when his father played at Wembley back in '92 for Cass against Wigan. That's another one of those great stories out there. It's another narrow, high-hanging kick. This could come all the way down.
Penalty.
And a penalty.
Not a genuine attempt to tackle him, he's just tagged him.
You can probably hear the referee said not a genuine attempt to tackle Mr. Griffiths. So what an opportunity, Tone.
Let's have a look at this one. Just watch when the ball goes, what the chaser does here. Yeah, to turn their back. The problem is he's turned his back. That's deemed as sort of like a charge down. It's not a tackle attempt. It's just a contest on the player. Right decision from the referee. York will be delighted with that. Need to get through this set with some composure. They'll feel the pressure to score the first time down there, but they're just better off just taking the line on, hitting the lines, doing their rolls. Ask Wigan some questions. See if you can get a repeat set. Build your base into this game. Terrific start. Really, really tidy start from both sides.
And York opting to just hoof into touch and roll on here and attack the Wigan line for the first time. And here they go. Matty Marsh wearing one, playing in the halves today. Job with Marsh as first receiver, but goes to Cuthbertson. A lot going through Adam Cuthbertson early, I've noticed.
Yeah, he's the half, isn't he, in real terms? He's the man that's steering them around. Matty Marsh is running support lines, feeding out the back of it. Again, the ball to Cuthbertson.
Here he is. They're bang in front of the post. Cuthbertson, oh, it's a needless offload, and Bateman says, I'll have that. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, they need to get through that set. You could see Cuthbertson there. He just needed to execute. This is the pressure you put yourself under when you come up with errors. You got to make Wigan tackle through your sets. Just when he gets in, you can see Cuthbertson out the back, but he couldn't execute the pass. And Bateman's in a terrific position.
And here goes Zach Hardacre, spinning and bouncing out of tackles. Look where Wigan are already, with 6 more. Oh, but another loose carry on the first and a knock on. Few errors starting to creep in early here. And twice Wigan have got into very dangerous positions and coughed up possession on the very first.
That's a bad error from Sam Powell, the captain on the night. He looked composed when he turned back to his teammates, but you just got to be in control of these moments. You can see he felt his body was out open. He felt he could get an offload away, but he wasn't in control of the ball. So he had to be in control of himself at that point.
Yeah, we focus a lot on the big names, Tony, that York have got missing. We should mention that there's some big names that Wigan don't have tonight as well. No Tommy Luluai, Manfredi, Gildart, Marshall, Jai Field, of course. That big blow this season, and Bevan French not quite ready yet. And York basically demanding a penalty off the referee, Mr. Griffiths.
He felt the high shot, didn't he? Let's have a look at it. Green's going forward. Bateman's a touch high.
Yeah, came up off the shoulder, Bateman, but well, you took the words out of your mouth, the referee. A touch high. And they hoof into touch on this near side. Now, what an opportunity this is. Full set from here. York with a chance to strike first. Marsh and Cuthbertson buzzing around, flanking Job. Here is Cuthbertson into the line. Down Nikau, looking to get the ball away. He's going to get in touch, though. He's running out of room on the far side. And again, a little bit perhaps of naivety so early in the tackle count. Such a good opposition, territorial position.
Yeah, I thought the pass from Harrison, the young man at fullback, he didn't need to pass it out to Down Nikau. He needed, just early on, you just need to take teams on, play a bit more direct. You know, you find that urge when you get down there for the second time, and the first time they're back working their way through the set, you think you've got to find these big passes out the back that you see on television, you see in the big plays. But what you really have to do is work through them. Big defensive set, this one for York. They've been marched a couple of times when they got out of this end too easy. There's an error. There's an error. There's a chance.
There's an error.
Yeah.
By the way, that Hull KR game that I assume had finished, it's still going on. They pulled level. Hull KR 32 apiece with Cass, and they're still going at golden point. So we'll keep you posted on that one. Blimey, I thought it was done and dusted. Nothing on the board here. But York have had 1, 2, 3 opportunities knocking on the door on the Wigan line. Jubb has a glance left and right. Washbrook waiting for first receiver. Here he is. Now they will set up.
That's better play, a bit more direct. That sets their set up. Good play there from
Matty Marsh hanging back with Cuthbertson, the dummy runner this time.
That's better.
You can see Cuthbertson, the old-timer, barking his instructions. Here he goes. Will he go on his own? No, he just shovel passes it up. Sam Scott couldn't get the ball free, so Jubb has a little look right and left. Can he go on his own, Jubb? He tried one of them last week, it didn't come off, and they're wise to it again this time, but they're knocking on the door. Cuthbertson on the last. Floats the ball back. Marsh off the outside of the boot. Down Nick Howe's hovering. Who has that come off? It's a York ball off Wigan hands. I'm going to have another go.
That is a terrific set from the York side. And the kick contest at the end, that's exactly what they want to do. Get the ball up, get it in competitive places, not into the in goal, just before the in goal. Makes it a contest. Do the same thing here. Hit your front runners. Set your set up. Don't try and go around them. This is good from York.
Really lively, vibrant start from this makeshift York City Knights side. Jubb has another look, left and right, and then just coughs it up.
Do it again.
And Spears is halted in his tracks by a trio of hungry cherry and white defensive jerseys. Oh, and they put the ball to ground again. There's too many errors from both sides early.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. It was the right play. They're still trying to earn their way through it. They've got through the first 10 minutes. We said pre-game it'd be good just to get to 0-0 after 10 minutes. They've done that. So really dry. Here's the error. It's just an error. It's just a straight-out error and lack of concentration. He's expecting the ball to go out the back. Wow. What a contest. What a great hit that is.
This is fierce. I'm loving this, Tony Ray.
Well, they elected to kick early. There's full respect from Wigan.
And it will just sit up. Yeah, that is respect. You're spot on. Let's turn them around and Dixon will have a look with the dancing toes. Hope you're enjoying the start to this match, live and exclusive across the Sportsman, and a big hit. And I'm sure that our viewing figures will go up at the conclusion, whenever that will be, of that OKR Cascade. It's now into a 4th golden point period. I'm getting these updates, by the way, on text from Lee Breers, who was watching both games at home, keeping me updated. Blimey, sounds like an absolute cracker. That's finishing like this one started. Brilliant. Jubb waits from dummy half. Thanks for the updates, Lee, by the way. Cuthbertson up the jumper.
Stand for go. You're good.
Look at this.
Salter. This is really good from York. They just haven't made the right choice on the last yet. Perhaps this will be the time. Off the outside of the boot from Matty Marsh. Has he got his angles right? No, he hasn't. There was no challenge for that.
Yeah, needed one to go up. It was probably down. Nico needed to get up. Nice set again, though. Mixed it up, took them on. That's a catchable kick. They paused out of it there. They pulled out of it both Porter and down Nico. 3 minutes. A good tackle here from York. Nice set this. 3rd tackle in. Wigan struggling to get up to halfway. Good charge that from Bullock.
Compelling arm wrestle early. Approaching the quarter hour. York are up for this, make no mistake.
That wasn't a good decision from Wigan. They couldn't find anything, dropped the ball. They're a little bit frustrated. This is what York wanted. Get the moral contest. Get in the contest. Minimise the errors. We're going to be coming up with the errors. Get Wigan frustrated. Stay enthusiastic. Important thing is errors. Is keep getting through your sets of York. Keep it simple. Nice challenge there. Nice run. 3 Wigan defenders in.
Salter plays the ball. Salter himself knows what it's like to play at Wembley.
Yeah, it's a forward pass. It's well picked by the sideline.
And that is, well, you don't want a forward pass any area of the pitch. You don't want it there. Blimey, what a gift this could be for Wigan, having made such a bright start. The underdogs here.
Well, they're under pressure on a 6 again call not that long back now. Wigan, well, probably 10 minutes ago, come to think of it. But this is the first time Second time they've been down there. Can they work through a set here, Wigan? You'd like to think if they get to the back end of a set down here in the attacking end, that's the real challenge for York.
So Wigan with their first real look at the line. It opens up immediately. York, by the way, have had to make a chain mocker stock. Back after his hamstring is on and immediately into the defensive line as Wigan attack down the middle. Bollock short.
Yeah, good set this from Wigan, playing really direct. Getting
Options
the game
left
ready.
and right. So far, so good defensively as Singleton looks to bulldoze through. Powell has a little glance. Will he go on his own? No. Left-hand side to Hastings. Short pass and it opens up. Can he get over? Or is it a double movement? It is a double movement.
Double movement.
Perhaps a little bit of naivety from Morgan Smithies, and York said double movement. And Mr. Griffith says, you're right. You can have the ball back, York. So still,
it's his
York
roll.
0, Wigan 0.
He definitely rolled again. He definitely made a twist there. Let's have a look. It hits the ground, and there you can see a double effort on the ground. That's not momentum. That's an intentional twist. Good set from Wigan. Very direct. They look like they're really challenged York. York are under pressure, so York's note to themselves, they can't throw forward pass, drop balls, make errors down here. This is what discipline's all about, because if they don't do that, Wigan don't get that chance to go down and attack you. So what they need to continue, the beautiful part they did early was not make errors.
Here they come, promoting the ball. Expansive rugby league. Cuthbertson seen a great deal of action in the first 17 minutes. There's his old mate from Leeds, Singleton on Cuthbertson. Treble winners in 2015.
10 metres with me, John. Wait.
A lot of water under the bridge since then. Job running to the right-hand side.
Good set, up to 40. Kicking inside the opposition's half, having been under pressure. Need a good chase here. Lovely kick, nice and deep.
It's taken by Hanley.
Turned him
And a
round.
little slip will help York.
That's a terrific kick and a wonderful set from York. 0-0. Can they hold it a 0-0 through to 20? The way they're hitting there, they absolutely can. They're enjoying this contest.
So are we, live and exclusive across the Sportsman tonight. Tony Ray alongside me. York City Knights, one of the fancied sides in the Betfred Championship, alongside, you would say, Toulouse Olympique this season. And that was their first fixture, in fact, Toulouse winning last week here against York. And Hastings to Bateman. Great to see him back in the British game. Bodies flying everywhere in backfield. Hastings has a little look and says, I'll just pop it up in the air and allow my men to chase it. Dixon sees it and claims it and has a little look.
Just have a little look at the body language of York. A couple of guys are starting to get a little bit tired, so this becomes an important set. Get the outside backs coming in, contributing, but certainly don't come up with a silly decision, a rush decision. Certainly don't come up with an error. See if they can get it to halfway. Maybe kick for the sideline, get some sting out of the game.
Approaching the midway point of the first half of this Betfred Challenge Cup. Third round tie, nothing on the board. It's been a blockbusting start.
Good carry from Cuthbertson. No intention of passing. He knew what to do there. Just get the yards again.
Cuthbertson adapting and adjusting to the transitional phase in his life, going from full-time to part-time, training 3 times a week, working as an estate agent. And tonight leading York against the 19-time Challenge Cup winners Wigan, and Hardacre, his old teammate. He was man of steel in that all-conquering Leeds side of 2015. And he's arguably finding his best ever form this season.
Wigan on tackle 2 on the 40. It was a tired set from York. And the defence is starting to get a little bit tired. You'll see bodies left on the ground as they're struggling with the contest. See this body there, Jubb's on the ground. On this occasion injured.
Potential head injury, so the referee just pauses play to assess Will Jubb. I'll have another look at that. It was Partington who just ran right at him. Did he catch an elbow perhaps there in the tackle? Won't have been intentional either way.
Keep listening, Ollie. Really
May have even been shoulder the way.
Joe,
No, you're right. It's a head injury.
He's had quite a career. Will Jubb lost an eye when he was only 2 years old.
Sam,
through illness, had
on that
an
goal
eye
line, you need
removed,
to
and
hold on the line. Get that back foot on it.
set about
That's
beating
all
the
I need
odds.
from you. Are you going to play it, Ollie? It's where you're at. Wait for me. Tackle 3. Time back on. Play the ball, Ollie. Go 3.
Back underway with 3 gone.
4. Move, Danny.
And Bullock attacking the line with Powell.
Go 4.
In pursuit once more.
It's okay.
Hastings dangerous behind the line. Here he is, floated past to Hardacre. He's the danger man, Hardacre! Slicing through the line to give the Warriors the lead. Made from nothing, really. Quick hands. Powell to Hastings to Hardacre. And when Zach Hardacre gets the ball, there's quite often only ever one outcome. 4-0 Wigan's lead.
Wigan had taken the ball to the left-hand side to open the field up. There was a beautiful bit of pass. The tempo was beautiful from Jackson Hastings. And Zach Hardacre gets Liam Salter for speed in the end. Just hits the accelerator. Couldn't go with him. Quality finish there from Hardacre. A bit of work to be done on that one. Got his timing right. Worked the tempo beautifully off the Hastings pass. Hastings slowed the play down with a nice slow pass. He hit out the back Hardacre, who was definitely not slow. He was the opposite. Slow from Hastings, fast, which slowed the defensive line down, but it was fast out the back from Hardacre. So slow defensive line, fast from Hardacre. Found Salter on his heels. Made it look so easy. Lovely team play, lovely playmaker play from Hastings to create that for Hardacre.
Twice a Challenge Cup winner with Leeds in 14-15. Zach Hardacre scores his first try of this season's competition. Can he supplement the 4 with a 2? No, he can't.
Just need half yard on his side. I've told him, can't keep telling him all day.
So 4-0 is the Wigan lead.
If we have a look at this replay, you can see that on the occasion there that we saw Jubb that was a play before where he hit his head. It enabled Hardacre to go on and score in the corner.
Keep listening, Sam.
The tempo in the whole set had just started to drift away from York. They've just got to, it's hard, you know, they're fast, they're playing at a faster pace, the Wigan guys. As we watch this set, it'll be interesting to see. You know, York will kick deep. Can York not leave players on the ground? Wigan will try and leave, wrestle through the tackle. First tackle, you can just see they're starting to win the collision. Wigan getting their nose through. Power game here. Here comes Singleton again, going straight back at the player, making double efforts out of Joe Porter.
It's all about the response now from York. They've competed, they've gone toe-to-toe with Wigan, but it's when you fall behind, when you're the underdog, can you go again? That often is the difference between the elite and those chasing them. Hastings.
4. Move well. Hold with me all the way, Adam. Good work, mate. 4.
Powell look around and a little left-footed punt from Smith.
All good.
And Miles Harrison on debut will scamper back, but he's met by a wall of Wigan shirts.
Move with me, not early, Joe. Hold.
Starting to dominate the collisions, Wigan. As you say, need to be brave here, York. You just stay in the contest.
Move, Sam Powell.
Keep doing what you were doing before. It's only 4-0.
That's exactly right. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't lose your heads, because you've had a really good start to this game. Some great opportunities at the other end of the field. Since then, they've had a lot of defending to do, and you can sense that Wigan are growing in hunger in the tackle as Powell and Singleton get involved once more. Stock plays the ball, and Job has a scamper on his own.
Nice run. Nice run. Nice to come on the short side, not keep going to that middle.
Cuthbertson won't want to kick, so he just gives it to Matty Marsh. And it's taken by Hanley to sprint back.
Move Danny Westbrook with me. Hold, go 1. 2. Move Tim. Sam Scott, 10 metres. Hold. Yeah, he's
nice play from Bibby to come in, leaving his forwards towards the back end.
Had a fantastic start to the season as Jake Bibby.
Wait. Go 3.
Hat-trick last week, couple prior to that. He'll fancy it tonight too. Hastings joins the line again. What's the referee saying this time?
Leeds suck him out the defensive line.
It's an obstruction.
Obstruction, man taken out defensively. So you can sense it's early season, can't you? With some of the plays just not quite clicking.
He's just gone to the outside shoulder there on that occasion. It was Sam Hustle going through. It's hard with the tempo that Hastings plays at. You've got to be able to check, hold yourself back, let him control the tempo. Hustle just got in front of it, went to the outside shoulder. Big relief for York. Good moment for York. As York, I'll be thinking about a couple of short side runs here. You don't really want to keep going down that middle, taking on the big Wigan pack right through the middle. I think they want to challenge some of those decisions. This is a good carry, but maybe go back to the short side and go and make the left-hand defenders repeat tackles.
Next will be 1. 2 slow ones.
Spears.
Move, Liam, 10 metres. Hold.
You heard the referee say the next one will be 1. So another really good opportunity for York to set something up here as Porter.
2. Move Jackson out the rock. Go.
Down Nickal waits. This is better from York. Little spin.
3rd. Move Harry Six again. Flop. Brad Singleton. Flop. Next will be 1.
Next will be 1 as well. So the plays are just stacking up here for York as Green drives. Keep the composure here. There could be a good opportunity to hit back. Washbrook going up on his own.
That's nice play, isn't it? They're building nicely. They've used their sets. They've stayed in control.
Job yells what's going to happen, and they set up for Spears to the right of the sticks. Set play on the way. Stop wait. They ignore him. Matty Marsh skips out of a couple. Can he duck under? He's just short. Chubb will want to go on his own. Has a little look. It closes up for him. It's gone backwards, has it? It has. A little bit of momentum, a little bit of impetus lost, but the opportunity is still knocking. Marsh outside of the boot. Dangerous kick. Wigan just about do enough to scramble it behind, but they'll have to drop out.
Wonderful set again from York. Never get frustrated with that. Terrific finish. 3 white shirts there through on the chase. So much pressure on. Jubb sensed something there. He couldn't quite find the right route through, but it was great play. Wigan under pressure.
They're under real pressure.
Just need to hold on in this set. Just build your way through it. Just keep hitting your front lines. Work through the set.
Warner. Big hit. Stock bounces off it. Adam Cuthbertson's having a breather at the moment, by the way, as Washbrook promotes the ball. Brimming full of confidence, this York side.
It should be now. They've worked this set nicely. First 2 plays.
Washbrook.
This is good. This is very good. York dancing into the dance floor now. They're over the 20.
Here he is again, has a look job and says, where's Danny Washbrook? Here he is. Gives it to Green. Offload. He just pops it to Stock and says, here you go. What can you do with that? They'll run it to the right-hand side. Not a great deal of room to manoeuvre here. So they'll just set up.
Washbrook busy. Got a nice platform here.
Here he is at first receiver. Just pops it up again.
Okay, they need a contested kick here or another repeat set.
This is the last. What will Chubb do? Finds Matty Marsh outside the boot again. Yes, he does this time. It's picked off a Wigan man, and the Warriors will breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that. If he got the ball through the line there, it was exactly what he wanted. He just couldn't execute the kick through. Nicely picked up. Harry Smith onto that one. Into the contest, 3 players in, 3 white shirts, dominating that one.
Go, you push forward. 2. Okay.
Good again, 3 tackles, haven't got up near the 40 yet, Wigan. York back in comfortable position.
Bateman.
4. Move James.
A huge season expected of John Bateman back in the British game in World Cup year.
5. Move now.
That's Ethan Havard with a drive. Powell waiting. Hastings.
10 metres, guys. 10.
That's going to come down with a bit of York snow on it, but really confidently taken by Miles Harrison. And Hardaker's there in the chase.
Move, Liam. Hold. Hold.
4-0 on the half hour.
2.
As Dow-Nickau pops inside to give his forwards a breather. Says, I'll take a couple of carries. Dixon now does the same and spots a couple of half gaps.
Important carry that for his forwards. Left some Wigan players on the bench. Chance down this short side.
The one-handed pickup.
Brilliant.
Salter, beaten finalist in 2015 with Hull KR. Job spins it wide to Washbrook.
Deep kick this time. They need a deep kick. They need to turn them around. Try and put it in goal. That's even better, actually. Put it into touch and get a break. Give your forwards a break. The Wigan players with their hands on their knees, so they're feeling the sting in the contest. 30 minutes gone. We've had 3 lots of 10. Mentally in my own mind and playing sort of. There's the kick from Washbrook. No question about his intention. Let's get this into touch. We don't want any broken field ball. We want it from a set restart. So the first 10 minutes was 0-0. Second 10 minutes went 4-0 to Wigan. The third 10 minutes was 0-0. Incredibly tight contest. York are just methodically keeping themselves in the contest. And they've actually had a couple of little opportunities. I miss Cuthbertson being out there in the attacking end. It's a rotation they have to have.
Speaking of incredibly tight contests, it's finished Hull KR 32, Castleford 33.
Go, 3.
In, well, I lost count how many golden point extra times it went to, but thanks to Mr. Breers for his live text updates to me on that one to tell me that Castleford have gone through. Breers for Britain.
Well,
hello, Mr. Hennings, if you're watching.
Go, play on 5.
Wigan fancy something here. Hastings has gone high once again. Oh, and a great claim and the offload, and Club and Wigan attacking the line. They must have numbers on the far side. He said, well, who wants to score the try? They dive into the corner and Harry Smith will take it, and Wigan go 8 points ahead. They were queuing up.
They took some scoring. They won the contest, the kick in the air. But they had to do a lot more work after that. It was a lovely try. It was a really well-worked try. Take the confidence, take the plaudits, Wigan. It's a terrific effort to get this ball over the line. York really made them work for him. In the end, Smith scores the try. Dow-Nickau chases him from the other side of the field and makes him really work for it. Dow-Nickau is one of the guys going up for the kick there, doesn't quite get up and allows the contest. The York players scramble back and there's flicks of the ball and there's still a lot of work to do, a lot of Hail Mary passes, the ball from Bibby to Smith, and there's Dow-Nickau coming in, so he's come from right across the other side of the field. Just shows you the effort the York players are putting in, showing how hard it is to score points for this Wigan side. They'll be happy with that to have got the second try away, but gee, they've had to work for it.
You could sense Jake Bibby when he got the ball there, thought, oh, it's going to be another try for me, and he thought, actually, I better just offload this one. There's a much easier chance in the corner. Hardaker missed the first from the touchline for his own score. Similar kick, effort number 2. That looks better. Has it got the legs though? No, it hasn't. Well, it was right down the middle. It was almost like he got the wrong club out of the bag, Tony.
It wasn't even close in the end, was it? It didn't. I don't think it even went over. This is what we all got to make sure they get their contest right. Again, they've pulled out of the contest. There's enough players there. They just need to get up. If they get up in that contest and catch that ball, there's no try. So they got lost in their own. That's a bit of fatigue kicking in, a little bit of doubt amongst the team. They're working hard. But just in the back end, you've got to make sure, it's an obvious statement to make, but just make Wigan work a bit harder for that. Even if they catch it, you make the tackle down there.
So 2 scores down, but only 8 points adrift, and York respond by sending back Adam Cuthbertson. Tim Spears will have a breather. He's seen a lot of the ball in the first 33 minutes or so.
Go, James, you're off. James.
York just need to hang on in there.
Slightly more expansive from Wigan now. A lot more players in motion. They felt like they've driven their way through the game, earning the field position, getting a bit of shape. Turn the ball inside the club. I think he's ruled him for offside.
Offside, so that's a piggyback up the pitch that York couldn't really afford to offer to Wigan. They don't really need the helping hand when they're in this mood.
No, they're clearly in front of the referee. You can see a lot of players offside.
Take your pick.
Take your pick.
This line here, yeah. On the foot, guys.
Fitness levels may play a part tonight, sorry Tony, with the amount of injuries that York have had to deal with over their training sessions this week. I actually spoke to Adam Cuthbertson last night about 6:30 to try and get the team off him, and he said, well, we're just going into a meeting in a couple of minutes to find out who's fit. But we don't know what the team is. We don't know if we've got 17 yet.
Move, Matty. Hold.
They've done brilliantly to come up and deliver what they've done now.
Oh, it's been terrific so far, but they've just got to hang on in there. Not let Wigan turn the screw, because that is what they're threatening to do at the moment. Only 8-0 on the board, 2 tries to 0, but a lot of defending all of a sudden for York to do. And Wigan, every time they can catch a glimpse of the whitewash, you fancy they're going to go over it. Powell, will he go on his own? No, he just promotes the ball, and Hastings, he's the danger man. They've got numbers on the far side, and the gaps just open up for Wigan through Sam Halsall to running try number 3, and the screw is starting to be turned by the Super League side. The 19 times Challenge Cup winners Wigan have their 3rd try of the evening.
The man there with the pink mouthguard. Halsall scores the try. The tempo of this game is now right in the hands of Jackson Hastings. Unfortunately, it's when he gets the ball, it's there. He's just making defenders. It's just subtle. He's making them sit down. He's making them slow down. He's just sort of given a lot of confidence to the blokes outside. Smith does a wonderful job. Halsall scores. Again, you know, we're going to turn in the screws, but could you say about York, you know, why be offside? It was deep in the set before where they gave an offsides penalty. That's just discipline. You put pressure on yourself. You invite them into the dance floor. And they'll more than take those opportunities with the quality of the player that they have inside of this side. Really warming into the task now, Wigan. What York have to do is take them away from that, make them earn it. Don't give them the easy offsides, the easy errors. Don't give them the easy ones. Make them work hard for them. Make them feel tired. Kick long. Make heartache of the man here. Go back and pick the ball up. Don't kick short, kick long. Can he find his radar from the other side of the field? Can he find the length from this one?
Yeah, he's not got the right kicking boots on tonight. This one's slightly easier, albeit wrong side for a right footer. He struck it better. What do the touch judges say? They say, yeah, that's better, Zach.
Well, that's a good side for a right footer. You can swing it in.
Oh, you're right. I beg your pardon. Yeah.
There's Hastings with the ball. Beautiful ball out in front. The quality of the pass was very good. Lovely finish. And enjoy that moment. Big Sam Halsall.
I presume that kick did go over, didn't they? They awarded that. Scoreboard still showing 12. I'm pretty sure I saw the referee say that went over. There we go, 14.
We're listening to you. Good play here from York. 3 in the tackle, driving in, so they responded to the try. Hastings with the ball again.
Oh, that's a loose one. It's gone to ground. It's picked up really nicely. And Bibby will just drive at Salter to 14-0. Wigan fancy another one just before half-time. Bateman. And Powell. And Hastings, every time they have the ball in hand now, Wigan sense they can slice through this York City Knights defence. This will be the last. So the running skinny side on the power play. Hastings into the line. And a forward pass. York's defence does their job this time.
Terrific job to hold them out there. This time they hold them. Nice play down Nick Howe. Held himself physically. Made up for the try the time before. Big line speed here from Wigan. Wigan are really trying to up the tempo. Oh, this is a good set from Wigan. This is impressive stuff. York are really feeling this. Look at this line from Wigan, charging in 2 and 3 players in. 3rd tackle. Gone about 4 metres here, York, and don't look like going further on this one with Wigan coming at them. Cuthbertson trying to make something happen. A great shot from Tony Clubb coming in there. Good set, Wigan. Still inside the 20, York. Start drifting up towards.
Oh, Cuthbertson, that was a risky one. Has that gone backwards?
Oh, lucky to call that one. They're feeling the pressure. They're feeling the defensive intensity. 5th tackle inside your 20. We've still got kick pressure, Chase. This is getting dangerous.
They could do with a half-time hooter, I think, at the moment. They're hanging on Like a boxer taking some punishment with 30 seconds or so left in the round. They're waiting for that bell, York, at the moment.
Wigan are enjoying it now. They're sensing it.
14-0. And Adrian Lamb will just be thinking one more before the break and we'll be sitting pretty. Powell picking out that left side again.
Nice play. Doing well here, York. They're working off the ball. Got themselves in good positions.
Can't play on from that. You've not spelled it to play.
Knock on.
Yeah, knock on.
Didn't stand up. Didn't get his feet up. Referee unhappy with the play of the ball there, so we can't play on from that. We move ourselves into injury time. This clock will tick through. This is a wonderful effort from York. 14-0. We're deep into it. We move into injury time in the first half. Last set they found it really hard to get off the line. Wigan are really cranking it up. 3 players in the tackle, really trying to add physicality to the contest. York are feeling it, but they're being resilient. They're holding their resolve.
Well, they played a lot of that game against Toulouse in the Championship last week with only 15 because of injury.
He's prevented any pass.
That will help. I mean, Jack Teamby last week dislocated his thumb against Toulouse, went off, had it sorted, came back on.
What a good game.
Yeah, missing tonight though. I think he had his operation on that today, actually, on the thumb. So get well soon after that, Jack. You heard the hooter. So this will be it. And York will be, I think, desperate to get in there and get some energy drinks in them. They put so much into this first 40. And for 20 minutes, they match blow for blow with Wigan. But the Super League side since found their feet and started turning the screw with tries from Hardacre, Smith and Halsall. Just 1 from 3 from the boot of Zach Hardacre. So it could have been more painful, really, from York. They only trail 40-0. And what a huge effort, Tony Ray, from those York City Knights you see walking off the field.
Guys, isn't it? What a wonderful effort. As you said, they didn't even know the team. They didn't know they had 17 players last night. What a wonderful effort this has been from them. They'll enjoy this break. They'll be a stronger unit when they come out after James Ford's had a word to them. A great chance for him to really make them feel strong about themselves and really focus on the opening couple of exchanges when we come back after half-time. So
that's the state of play at half-time of this Betfred Challenge Cup third round clash, live and exclusive, free to air across the Sportsman. I hope you're enjoying our coverage tonight. York City Knights ignore that 0. What an effort they put in tonight, James Ford's side. And Wigan Warriors 14, 3 tries. Hardacre, Smith and Halsall 1 from 3 so far from the boots of the man in form, Zach Hardacre. And Tony, York put so much in to that first 40.
They did, but in the end it was Wigan's class that stood out. They stood patient. They came up with the points. I thought it was terrific play from this man with the ball, Hastings, the way he slowed it down there. There's been a bit of a stoppage play with that injury to Hub, and Jackson Hastings got himself on the ball. When he went slow here, it wasn't, you could see out the back, Hardacre wasn't going slow. He was going fast and hit that ball beautifully. It looked like an easy try, but it took a lot of work to get to that. York or Rue not going up for this kick. If they get it, they should have every chance. They've got 3 players around the ball. Wigan have only got 1. York should get on that. From there, they still made them scramble. Wigan did well, kept their composure. They had to keep their composure to get points. And in the end, Harry Smith scores 1 wide in the corner. Then again, the kick goes high. Let's have a look at the close-up of this one. They got lost there. Washbrook would be disappointed with that. It was sort of under him. He needed to make either block so the kicker could get there. The catcher could get there. But in the end, nice composure. Composure from Bibby. Composure on the inside. Smith scores in the corner. Then Wigan, of course, started to feel the tempo and momentum of the game. A little bit on their heels there, York. Well, Halsall gets the ball, some nice tempo from Jackson. The pause, the look on the inside. Beautiful ball out in front to Smith. Smith delivered it to Halsall, and he was just in a gap. There were 2 minds in front of him, Dale Nickow. So 3 tries, 3 well-worked tries from Wigan. A patient half from Wigan to go to 14-0 up. A really valiant effort from York and a patient, strong display from Wigan.
As much, Tony, as we're praising, and quite rightly so, crediting York from the effort that they put into that half, what can they do different, and what more can they do to actually try and shorten that gap on the scoreboard. Can they do any more than what we've seen already? Is one.
Yeah, they could. They've got to tidy up a couple of the kicks there. Like they absolutely should have gone up and made that a contest. That stops that second try. I think, not being offside, not getting tired and lazy, maybe kick to the sidelines, maybe take the tempo out, do a bit of walking, and other than and get your short kicking game right. You should be able to, if they get some pressure down there, be able to nick a try or a little grubber into the end goal. Be thinking about those sorts of things.
Half time at the LNER Community Stadium in York. York City Knights 0, Wigan Warriors 14. I hope you're enjoying our coverage of one of British sport's iconic cup competitions across all sport, really. And we can pause and hear from a Wigan great, a Rugby League legend who himself has been reflecting on one of sport's greatest ever club sides.
You want to talk about pressure? You want to talk about pressure? At Wigan, it was a catastrophe if you lost a couple of games. The amount of pressure that was on you was incredible, but it was where you want to be. The connection between Wigan and the Challenge Cup is no more complicated than the fact that they've been so successful at it. When you're successful at something, there's a strong emotional connection. And, Wigan have established that. Obviously, that period of dominance they had in the late 80s and early 90s, going back there 8 times in a row, really cemented Wigan, I think, into the national psyche.
There is the Challenge Cup from Viscount Whitelaw. Once again in Wigan's hands. Ellery Hanley holds it aloft.
True greatness comes with repetition. I love watching the younger players come in because I could see, and you see it, people like these coming to that Wigan dressing room, people like Andy Farrell, you bring them into your inner circles and they'd spend time at your house, they'd see the trappings or whatever, and Jason Robson, but obviously all the elder statesmen as well, people like G. Miles and Andy Gregory, Dean Bell, that was just being there. How could you not succeed when you have so many, great players, all with a terrific mindset, all with the Wigan way.
The kick, the chase for a fire. Just look at this window. He's got it. Yes, he is. He got the try. His left hand managed to get there. Sheer pace.
When I won the Lance Todd in '92, on the coach on the way back, everyone could not understand why I was upset. They said, you won the Lance Todd, you scored 2 tries, you had a fantastic performance, you silenced all the doubters who were saying that you weren't worth 440,000, which is what the figure that Wigan paid for me. Why wouldn't you be happy? I was just saying, no, I'm not happy, because I'd seen what, Joe Lydon had done. I'd seen what Henderson Gill had done. I'd seen what Stuart Wright had done. I'd even seen old footage of what Billy Boston had done. They would run the length of the field and done something of note, done something that would be remembered. And I thought, that's not going to be remembered. And I was thinking about creating legacies at the time. When I stepped onto Wembley turf in 1994, the things that were going through my mind were, what can I achieve on that day?
And Martin of Fire, trying to make some space. Now then, Martin of Fire, he's got Alan Tate to beat on the outside. I'm sure he's going to go the full length. That is one sensational try. That must rank amongst the finest ever seen on this ground.
And people say, why did you go to your knees? Because I thought to myself, hallelujah, I've created a moment.
And this man, Martin of Fire, the world's most lethal try scorer.
The number of ex-Wigan players who are influential within the modern game of rugby union and rugby league, the likes of Sean Edwards, Jason Robinson, what he's done with England winning the World Cup, all that filtrates out into the country, and myself appearing on lots of reality TV shows, Chris Radlinski, the great work he's done. So that Wigan team of that era, when you see the tentacles of which they've branched out into, public life, there's no other rugby league team in the world that has had that amount of influence. And I think, it all stems back to Wembley Stadium.
twist to Rugby League's big day. The fireworks go off. There's no roar in the background, but there'll be plenty of roar on the pitch. Leaning quickly out there, they've got numbers around, gets it away, and it's going to be another cup final try for Tom Briscoe. Ball bounces end over end in the air, but that's superbly taken by Colin Watkins, and Evans is involved, and here comes Rhys Williams, and Williams is away. He's going to take some stopping, and Rhys Williams with a try from nothing. Gale now, Gale puts the ball away, Williams tries to come in and stop it, but he can't stop it, and it's going to be Ash Handley. It's all about the kick here, and has he got it? No, he's not. So it remains at 16 points apiece. Now it comes Gale. Look, Gale with a drop goal, and he peels away in celebration of the moment, because he knew the moment it left the boot, it was going over. Thumbs up for Gale. Hooter sounds before they do, and Leeds gather round in jubilation. Salford sink to their knees. But what a cup final we've seen here today. What a great game of rugby league that was. This has been an unforgettable year, and here is an unforgettable moment for this group of Leeds players.
So much to look forward to. Fingers crossed for everything the way the world is at the moment, but it could, and let's hope should be a big calendar year for the sport of rugby league. That's what's going on tonight, a live and exclusive here on the Sportsman. York City Knights 0, the Wigan Warriors 14. Those first half tries from Hardacre, Smith and Halsall, just 1 from 3 from the boot of Zach Hardacre, albeit all 3 were from the touchline. But it doesn't necessarily, Tony Ray, tell the story of a first half in which, come 20 minutes in, it was 0-0 and York were knocking on the door on the Wigan line.
Yeah, very much so. It's been a terrific effort from York, and they needed the break. They needed to get to half-time. It was looking like they were a little bit tired. So think about what happens now. They come back out after half-time. They are fresh. They're back in that mode. They're thinking about the first 10 minutes. Can we actually get ourselves in a position where we score first? Can we get it to 14-6? Make Wigan think about the contest. You know full well that Wigan, who were enjoying the back end of that half, will be really coming out of the shed saying, look, we're in a dominant position here. Let's get that tempo up again. So York need to make sure that they're more than matching that. They're capable of it. They will tire in the back end of the second half. These guys, some of these guys aren't as experienced at being as intense as the Wigan players are. Don't have the full-time training and all the resource behind them to get themselves prepared for this. So the fact is they are going to be a little bit more tired. Wigan, on the other hand, they just need to methodically get themselves. Shouldn't worry Wigan to be 14-0 at the 60-minute mark. If they were to do that, it's more about what they do as the time goes through there. If they can keep the tempo up, keep the errors out, keep York working, then they'll be able to get away and control the scoreboard from there. So both sides are looking after controlled starts going into this second half. Groundsman doing a wonderful job in this wonderful stadium. It's going to be a real treat to get out and have a look at this one, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can see that's professional sport in COVID times. That's Wigan up in one of the bars, one of the hospitality areas up at the top of this fantastic new arena.
Adrian Lamb in the background there with his look comfortable.
Yeah, he said his words, Adrian Lamb. He knows what it's like. He scored a try in that 2002 Wigan victory at Murrayfield. And it's incredible to think of all Wigan's dominance and their 19 successes in this competition. There's been such a long wait for them to win it.
Yeah, and the way the season's constructed this year and the way that where the Challenge Cup's position, Wigan should be looking at a Challenge Cup here. They should be looking to rectify that as a club. That'd be a real badge of honour, I think. And Adrian Lamb's the sort of bloke to be able to point that out to the players and make them feel that. But, you know, we heard Martin of Fire speak so wonderfully about that incredible team Very slim-looking Martin Offiah. He lost about 10 kilos over the lockdown period.
He's gone the opposite way of most people during lockdown, as Martin.
Yeah.
Fair play to him for that. Yes, at stake tonight, the prize is a place in the quarter-finals of the Betfred Challenge Cup. The draw for that, by the way, takes place tomorrow night at half-time of the Catalan game against Wakefield, which is the second of that doubleheader on the BBC. St Helens Leeds is the first. Salford Widnes will be on our league tomorrow lunchtime. We'll be back with the Featherstone game against Hull FC later tomorrow night as well. The one team in the hat already just is Castleford, who needed a fair few periods of golden point. They came from behind, they had a big deficit, they overturned it to beat Hull KR. Sounded like an absolute thriller. So they are through. And that Featherstone game, a reminder, is live with us here, live on our league, I beg your pardon, against Hull FC. We look forward to that. One of the 4 championship sides remaining in the Betfred Challenge Cup. Another of those has a big 40 minutes to extend their stay. The York City Knights will field possession, I beg your pardon, against Wigan Warriors, who hold sway as it stands, 14 points to 0. A 20-minute purple patch, really, from the team playing in that colour. And Danny Washbrough, he's let the ball bounce. Not a great start to the second half. He's just about got away with it, blimey. But that allows Wigan to get the chase in, and York will have to start pretty much where they left off. End of the first half, with the ball in their hands, but in their own 20. So already a dangerous start for James Ford's side.
Cuthbertson recognises that. The experience tells. Puts his head down, dries them out over the 20-metre mark.
He's going to have to stay out most of the second half, I would say, Adam Cuthbertson, if he's got it. If he's got that fitness. He was no stranger to playing 80 minutes with Leeds. He's aged a fair bit since then, I'm sure he won't mind me saying. As York kick. And it's it's made a mess of it as Hanley. That's the kind of start to the second half that York would have dreamed of. What an opportunity. Unexpectedly so.
Very unexpected, and it was a high kick. I actually thought to myself, why is he going high? This is why. It's obviously floated around the air. Hanley never looked comfortable, did he?
No.
His feet were sort of dancing. He was unsure. The ball was swirling. Look at this chance for York. This is what they want.
Cuthbertson. No, you're right. He never looked like catching that.
Cuthbertson offload.
Great offload job, promoting the ball. Can York hit back at the start of this second period? They've got to score next. It's Job the man to make it happen. Marsh. Perhaps this man, the king of the offloads. Cuthbertson takes 3 and they still can't halt his progress. Finally so, he's tipped on his back. Stock his first receiver here. They're playing it flat, York. All the momentum's gone, but well, I said flat. I think flat was generous, wasn't it? Not the decision they wanted in that set.
The ball from Stock floats forward. Wasn't really anticipating it, Green. He thought at that point that it was too flat. He wasn't expecting it. The Wigan defenders mentally a step ahead. They stayed in the contest. Green didn't. Next up for Green, good shot. Off the work from Halsel's come in to help his forwards out, but Green more than matched him.
Hardacre. One try, one goal tonight.
What's a knock on?
It's a penalty. That's a big call.
It was a big call.
Marcus Griffiths is the RFL official in the middle tonight. Let's have another look at that.
Well, Scott was sure then. Even the player over there, Scott, he was over the top of him. He felt like his hands had gone out. He didn't think he'd stripped it. Hardacre was trying to pick the tempo up. Could see what the referee was seeing, so we'll live with that one. We play on.
Yeah, the ruling was originally the stripping. Here from Wigan, they won't care what it was because they've got the ball on the offload. That's forward and knock on. All a bit messy start the second half.
2 errors from Hanley.
Yeah, I think he's left his hands in the changing room at half time.
Well, he wasn't expecting the pass, but he needs to do that. It was a lovely little tip on in the end. Enough timing there that hadn't he sort of stopped on his run, he'd sort of thought it wasn't going to be coming that pass, so he needed to be attacking that ball. York, here we go again. Geez, Bateman's done that well all game, hasn't he? He's charged off that line. He's really defensively attacked the game for Wigan. He's really taken it to York. Been very impressive to that regard.
Phenomenal line speed from John Bateman. Oh, now how's that ball come out? Play on, I think the referee will rule, and they do. Cuthbertson, here he is. Oh, that's a high one. Is it okay? Did it come off the shoulder? Referee's not bothered, so play on. Job. Cuthbertson again. It's Job and Cuthbertson. It's the old 1-2 every play at the moment for York.
Oh, it's lucky there.
Blimey, I thought I was right. I thought my eyes hadn't deceived me there. That was a generous play on from the official. Cuthbertson. And Job again waiting from dummy half. Tony Clubb completing the tackle. Former London man. Like the man alongside me, Tony Wright.
Yeah, good penalty man, Clubby. 5th tackle penalty.
That will help. Yeah, no, we talked, Tony, earlier about players who played every position. When I was living in London, I saw Tony Clubb playing wing, centre, stand off a couple of times. Here he is as a giant prop forward last few years.
Yeah, good athlete, Tony Clubb. Centre scored 4 tries, I think. 4 tries or 5 tries for England over in New Zealand. And been a grand final winning front rower. Speaks like a Londoner. Really good guy.
Bateman's having a bit of treatment here.
I'm just trying to work out what that penalty was for. Was it for that collision?
Yeah, I'm not sure at what point the referee called it. In that
Clubb's tackle was clumsy, wasn't it? He maybe got him for not putting the arms around and led with his shoulder a bit.
Well, York won't care what the reason was for the award. They'll be thinking, if we can pop 6 on the scoreboard here, it's game on. 3 tries to 0.
James, leave it!
But they're in this, and they're attacking the line. They're knocking on the Wigan door again. Cuthbertson is arranging everything alongside Job. They're the 2 orchestrators, and they link up again. Cuthbertson comes back. Just popped up by Washbrook to Porter. Washbrook waiting for first receiver. Job knows he's there. He's got Downey Cow on his shoulder too. But he's switching play. They'll try and punch a hole in this left-hand side and free up a number as Marsh ducks under one. Harrison to Cuthbertson now. The veteran. York towards the line, edging closer. It's resolute defending though from Adrian Lamb's side. Again, it's the last. So they'll look for a repeat set. Marsh puts a kick in, then he's clobbered. Where's the ball gone? It's bouncing everywhere. They're going to have to put it down, Wigan, and York will get the ball back.
Great set. Really well worked there from York.
Danny.
Again, I love them getting to this contest. Getting numbers up. Nice kicking game. Really good kicking game, that one. Nice contestable kick at the back end. A couple of times in the set, the only thing I would say was we watched York here, they threw really long passes from dummy half. They're like good 15-20 metre passes out. They're trying to burn some defenders and get some space on the edge, but there's no one in between those passes, and the Wigan defence is racing up on them. Ooh, there's a slow hit on the kicker. The referee will want to keep his eye on that one.
Yeah, he'll be feeling that for the next few minutes. As Cuthbertson drives back. The little leap and hitch kick.
They did really well in the first half, York, to work through these sets, to not go chasing the game, to make sure they get to complete. This is good play. Good play from Green, just putting his head down, driving it forward, just trying to give his playmakers something to look at. I like this short side look. Nice.
Working it left-hand side, misses out. Dixon was running out of room, so he steps in because he was mindful of this happening, and it does happen anyway. Just couldn't get his centre of gravity down low enough, and he's hauled into touch. Dixon, there's a bit of afters. James Childs on there, says let's all calm down, shall we?
Are we finished?
So he's disappointing himself, Kieran Dixon, because he knows he's not a big wing. Here he just tries, he needs to get down low. Great tackle. Bateman was critical there.
Bibby and Bateman have done a good job there.
So hooked their arms underneath him so that they had the gravity on their side. Drove him towards the sideline. Dixon didn't like that little flick from Harry Smith.
No.
It's part of the game. You've got to live with that. Get your head down and get on with it.
Yeah. Perhaps needed to be a bit more charitable, Harry Smith there. He is an ambassador for a charity, the Joseph Scholl charity.
Good shot. Green again on club. Good line speed here from York.
Go, play on track design. No play.
Well, this is what Wigan did first half, weathered the York storm and then hit them with a purple patch of points.
Well, they're playing the ref a little bit there now. They're talking and they're trying to put pressure on him to try and get a set restart here, aren't they? They're trying to make the ref think about this. It's not working.
Powell. Not had a lot to do with ball in hand. Perhaps he do now. Hastings to Hardacre. When those two link up, there's often danger. That's a good shot. Had to be from Perry Whiteley. Washbrook goes in to make sure the tackle's complete. Hardacre gives it back to Hastings from dummy half. The two of them combining. High hanging kick. Oh, he's not missed a thing, has he, on his debut, Harrison?
Very good. Must be really happy with it. It was a very good set from Wigan. So Harrison would have been feeling the pressure. They were able to flight it very high there, Wigan. Harrison was more than a match for it. Look at this Wigan defence. They've done this very well, haven't they? When they've kicked deep and they've turned York around, Wigan have matched it with their line speed. Bateman's been critical again. He's leading that right-hand side up. Good run, Kieran Dixon. Dangerous in these positions.
Free. Move, son. Hold. Just play the ball, Kieran. Go, free.
Another London old boy, Kieran Dixon.
4. Move, Tony. 10
Terrific player, terrific man, Kieran Dixon.
Yeah, really nice guy. I mean, you sense that if you saw the interview pre-match, if you joined our coverage early on the Sportsman, we gave a really nice interview talking about the magic of the cup and the prospect of going up against Wigan. Something that this York side really looking forward to tonight. The kick to Hardacre. Oh, he just sprinted. He just read that so well. Took it on the full and ran into York traffic.
Still up. 1. Move, Liam. Go, shorten it. Play on 1.
So no further addition to the score second half.
Again, a 0-0 first 10 minutes from York. So they've got through their opening 10 minutes. They've kept the scoreboard clean. They've been down the attacking end. They haven't come up with points. We said at half-time it would have been good to 14-6, but they haven't been able to do that. Let's see what happens here with it looked like a head injury.
Yeah, that's why play's been stopped.
Player, wasn't it?
Yeah, just comes off the back of that tackle.
Ooh, head clash. I think Green gets on the wrong side of that one. Both the white shirts there. Just caught his side of his shoulder.
Yeah, James Green is the man down, receiving treatment. Absolutely no chances taken in modern day rugby league with head injuries. It's all the protocols, the concussion assessments to take through. Splattering of media allowed inside the stadium tonight.
They would have enjoyed this contest.
Yeah, our colleagues there watching on, enjoying what's been a really compelling 50 minutes of rugby league. And York are still in this. 0 on the board, 3 tries down. But just like the first half, they started with a bang the second. But they need to find something, some way of unlocking this Wigan defence, which has been absolutely concrete so far. And they look so dangerous with ball in hand as Hastings. What a dummy from Hastings. Hardacre on his inside, options on his outside. It's Hanley in the corner, and that could be the try that breaks the game for Wigan, having defended all second half so far. The dummy from Jackson Hastings, and he gives it to Hanley to run in Wigan's 4th score and perhaps turn the tide back against York. 18-0 with a kick to come.
He's been the feature, hasn't he, Hastings? His touches have been fantastic. His forwards have worked hard to put him in these positions. It's an outrageous dummy, but he sensed it was time to do that. Just throws it out to be. Saw down Nickow come out of the line. So he knew there was going to be an opening somewhere. Wonderful bit of rugby league. So good to watch that, isn't it? You can almost make it look like this is easy to do, but it's not. The big dummy sits Washbrook down. Outrageous stuff. He's got Hardacre on the inside. He looks outside, finds Hanley. Hanley will enjoy that after a couple of errors. Gets to touch one down in the corner. Therese really is enjoying that. He's talking about holding one at last. He's probably nervous. Is he saying to them? He's saying, I was nervous to catch that one.
He's saying it's third time lucky. Dropped 2 bad ones and then got it on a plate from his mate Jackson Hastings. Hardaker's had 3 similar kicks so far. He's made one of them. He's put one wide and left one short.
This is his good side, remember?
Yeah, yes, as you reminded me last time. He's given that a wallop. He looks good as well. Right down the middle. He's got his range. As Zach Hardaker 2 from 4. And there's daylight finally. York 0, Wigan 20.
Just enjoy this from Hastings. Remember the ball now. Watch the dummy. Boom. Many ways down, Nico makes the decision for him. The fact he comes out of the line, Hastings doesn't have any option but to throw the dummy strode through. He's deceptive on pace, isn't he? He slices through those holes so wonderfully well.
And the presence of mind also to pick the right option, because Hardaker would have been absolutely screaming in his ear on the inside to go under the sticks. But he knew that Hardaker probably had a man on his shoulder, which he did. And he could see out the corner of his left eye that Hanley was more free in the corner. So he made the correct decision with the pass as well. And that looks like it's broken the game for Wigan at 20-0. And such a shame for York, who did exactly what they did first half. Came out, listened to their manager James Ford, started as he would have wanted them to start. Wigan, credit their defence, they weathered the storm, and they're just so dangerous. They've got those match winners, those game breakers like Hastings, who can do that.
40-20 attempt there
not this time.
From Powell. You're right, they've weathered the storm. Look, it's a mirror of the first half at the moment. York is still right in the contest. They got through the first 10 minutes at 0-0. They're down 4-0 early, admittedly into the second 10-minute block. Wigan are really upping the ante with their line speeders. They've done all game there. Yeah, the referee warned them that they were offside, but they couldn't help themselves. So he's given an offside penalty there.
Tim Spears back on, by the way, for James Green, who took that head knock. Joe Shorrocks is on for Wigan, with Bateman taking a breather.
Take your pick again there, wasn't it? A number of Wigan players are out. So good field position here from York. Got to keep their composure, keep going forward. Nice shot from Tony Clubb coming in. His third man in, been really effective all game.
Well, this isn't one of those nillings where your defence isn't tested. They've withstood a barrage, Wigan, of York pressure.
Remember, York have got both their starting halves out here. Cuthbertson's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, Hagan and Dean both missing. Washbrook to Downickow. And they'll get another set here. High shot.
He's not going to help you, Morgan.
Interesting. They'll be determined to get on the scoreboard here, York. Here is a chance to do that.
Nice to see a smile on the face of Time Downickow.
The genetics the genetics are insane, aren't they? The haircut as well. He looks so much like his dad.
Yeah.
Terrific player.
He was. Got memories going with my mates in Leeds, going to Cass, to Weldon Road, watching to Aaron Nick out the ball from free, playing for Cass, and Hastings picks it up and sets off and assesses his options. Oh, what a ball inside. He played it blind to Zach Hardaker, who just has a look at Dixon and says, come on then.
Looking for a fight rather than a run there, wasn't he? He didn't like the fact that Dixon had come out and been physical with him, Hardaker.
Well, they've had their chances, York. They've made a few bad decisions, a few errors in front of the post. Wigan have defended well. And their conversion rate in the final third has probably been a big difference tonight, Wigan. They've looked like scoring. They've looked so dangerous. There's Big Tony. Club into the line.
Wait, go free.
Powell has a look left, Dante's right. Hardaker to Smith. Wigan looking really dangerous. That's a really dangerous floating kick through. He thought about it. Washbrook says, do I need to deal with this? In the end, I don't think he did.
Nice composure again from Hastings. Cuthbertson had the ball taken. Beautiful pass from Hastings. There was the collision from Dixon on Hastings. On Hardaker, sorry. Didn't enjoy that. That's what York want to do. Keep taking those physical parts of the contest to them. Look at the three-man tackle from Wigan.
Play on the man,
Approaching the midway point of the second half. York 0, Wigan Warriors 20. Third round of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Live and exclusive across the Sportsman tonight. At York's new home, first ever taste of Challenge Cup Rugby League at the LNER Community Stadium. How good will it be when there's 8,000 bums on seats in that new stadium as Scott is wrapped up by club. Bit of afters there as well. Need to stop that or the referee's going to blow his whistle, and he did. And you can see that coming.
He's gone the other way.
Absolutely needless.
You didn't win the tackle, you were striking out.
A little bit of afters, and then Scott just shoved his fist into the face.
Well, the referee's saying to the Wigan player, you didn't win the tackle, so you can't keep holding on to him there. He's got him for afters, for continuing on, staying in the contest. You've got to win the tackle.
Mate, but you've not
I've called that wrong, haven't I?
Yeah, it went against the York man.
What? Move, get square, hold.
Big chance Wigan.
Yeah,
like a knock on there.
Bypasses club. They're just going to set up, I think, run a set play bang in front. It's Ethan Hubbard. Powell's got Smithies on his left, goes to the right-hand side and gives it to the danger man Hastings. Oh, it's been knocked on and forward. So both sides contributing to a few errors.
Let's play Kieran Dixon in defence there. He had 3 players to contend with, so he elected to put pressure on the first receiver, and it worked. Gets out of the line. It's he and Hardacre again having a little mini contest inside of this contest. As Hardacre's pass that didn't find the man. York off the hook again.
Hold, he's trapped in, play on, move, trapped in, go, what?
Look at this line speed from Wigan. It's been a feature all night, isn't it?
Yeah, Liam Byrne flying off the line.
Wait, not early.
There's no coincidence there's a 0 against the York scoreline there. They've just been so committed defensively, both ends of the field. York have been toiling away, been resilient. Strong not to lose their discipline here. I like these when they go down the short side. They've been able to drive their way out of pressure particularly well. Big carry this one. It needs to be a disciplined carry and a good kick off the back of it.
Cuthbertson picked it up low around his ankles, and Marsh. But they're going to have to kick from there.
Oh, good set from Wigan, wasn't it? Kick pressure,
and Hardacre
catch
will
it.
take it on the full and sprint back into open play.
He's over halfway. That's what he wanted to do. A couple of big charges from the forwards. Give your halves, give Hastings Smith something to look at here. Bibby's come in and contributed. Look at him over the 40 now and winning the contest, driving through, forcing 3 players into the tackle.
He'll be thinking, how on earth have I not scored tonight yet? 5 in a couple of Super League games so far.
His time will come.
Hardacre. That's a high shot against York, so more pressure coming their way. And this was the point in the first half that the pendulum started swinging Wigan's way.
It's a tired tackle from Scott. He's been terrific tonight, Scott. Sam Scott's been strong on the ball, strong without the ball.
So more defending to do. York, remember, no Chris Clarkson, no Danny Kerman, no Jordan Baldwinson, no Brianing, no Morgan Smith, no Ryan Atkins, Ben Jones Bishop. So many big names out. Hastings into the line. Hardacre joining in.
Big set this for York. They're working hard.
Hastings. Flat pass this time.
Move, Sam! 6 again!
Burns waiting from first receiver.
Set restart.
Just about taken on the shoulder by club.
Move, team! Line! Go, what?
Hastings. So much danger when he has the ball in hand. Will he go on his own? He won't get there.
Short 2.
Nice defence. Terrific defence.
Go, 2.
Powell just pops it up to Byrne.
Short 3.
Wonderful after the reset. Third tackle in.
Club on the angled pass. Can he get over? Yes, he can! You don't stop Tony Club from there. And Club seals it for Wigan. 24-0 with a kick to come.
Well, it's all about footwork there. This is the setup play. They go wide. There was a little hole there for Byrne. He plays a club in 17. Just watch his feet when he gets at the line. He gets in there and steps there. That's the killer play. It's just a bit of footwork. The tired defence just wanted him to be going straight. The club wasn't going to do that. Here's the play before from Byrne. Nice little line. Gets his nose through. Plays the ball quickly. Powell comes out to the left. Club dances there. Jinks his way. Barco couldn't handle that. He'd straightened up. Club had straightened him up. His right foot jink went. Twisted around. Used the power at the line. Earned that one, Wigan. A couple of set restarts and a penalty as they were going through that little passage of play to give Hardacre his easiest kick for the night.
Yeah, he won't miss that one. 3 from 5. Missed the first 2. Faultless since. And Wigan have real daylight now, leading as they do by 26 points to 0. And it was just the perfect setup for club to bulldoze over from point-blank range.
Sam Powell played his part, didn't he? Jumped out, dropped club under. He had a little look. Obviously got a little set play they got amongst themselves. A training ground play, that one. Maybe thinking about setting up for the next play, recruiting some defenders in, but Big Clubby was better than that. He wanted to try. That was tight. Kick-off error, it wasn't though.
Well, this is this could be dangerous for York now. They've competed so well tonight, but there's more than enough time on that scoreboard for this to get quite ugly.
Yeah, look, they've got over the hour competitively and they're down 26-0. I thought Wigan, it's full credit to them for being patient, not being silly. They haven't thrown the go. Well, there's a few errors early on, which are a little bit dubious, but look at these big open fields now.
Smithies pushes Downick away. Partington and Bullock back on as well for Wigan. Sam Powell's having a breather. Hastings. Oh, lovely quick hands. Can Hanley get away? Kicks to himself. He's taken out. Harrison goes away. The referee says, yep, I'm okay with that. Play on.
Nice play, Wigan. They're just starting to open up. Hanley the confidence to put the ball on the toe. Ooh, it's a tight one. Try scoring contest. This man.
Club with a high. That was a lazy swinging arm from Tony Clubb.
Nice sportsmanship there.
Yeah, and Downick makes no afters. He gets up with a smile. Or was it a grimace? Either way, York will just roll on, hoof into touch.
Actually pulled out of that a bit there, Club, didn't he?
I think he knew what was about to happen.
Yeah. Now York will be looking for points. That's the key thing they're looking for. They want to get down the other end. It's a tough contest for them now. You can see they're moving a little bit tiredly.
Yeah, a bit of pride now. The game's probably gone. It's going to be Wigan joining Castleford in the draw for the quarter-finals of the Betfred Challenge Cup. That'll be made half-time of the Catalan game tomorrow night. Challenge Cup action across the weekend via Our League and, of course, streams. And on BBC Television too. As Cuthbertson, he always plays with his head up no matter what the scoreline.
He fell awkwardly there. He's okay.
Well, he's staying down. Is he holding the wrist? No, it's the right shoulder, actually. Well, they could do without losing Adam Cuthbertson, with so many experienced names already out.
Hold. Go, good listening, Joe. 4.
Though James Ford quite upbeat about the length of the layoffs. Read out the list of absentees. He's expecting most of them back before too long.
Clear.
Nice set there from York. Good composure.
Oh, and he's caught one
nice
this time.
Nice kick contest at the end.
Oh, there's the ball come out there.
Looks like he's passed that out, didn't it? The way it's shot up in the air.
York, where do you want it?
Referee was on. It's York's ball. Let's have a look from behind. This would be a good angle for this. Does he pass this? He thinks he's going to the sideline.
Yeah.
Just lost control.
Yeah, loose carry. Well, it wasn't even a carry. It was a loose control of the tackle, really. But credit York's defence for that.
Now that York defence has given them a chance right in front of the post. 20 out. Desperate for points.
No one wants a nilly. Certainly not York, the way they fought tonight.
See what they do with this set. No wide passing. Get in sync, get support runners.
Well, they bypassed Cuthbertson this time. Give it to James Green.
Fancy a Cuthbertson offload, wouldn't you?
You can see Dan Barker on the field there. Oh, that's a loose one, but taken well by Marsh around his ankles. Washbrook calling for it from first receiver with Cuthbertson waiting alongside him. It's Green again, trying to get the ball carrying on free. Little glance from Barker. Where's Cuthbertson? He knows he's on his right shoulder now. Here he is. Washbrook into the line to Salter, edging closer. Barco frustrated, and frustrated enough to get the decision from Marcus Griffiths.
Okay, here's your chance, York. Try and pick the tempo up. Nice talk from Washbrook. He wants them to be in control of themselves. Good shot.
It's your vote at home, by the way, for man of the match. I'll talk you through that in a second. But Cuthbertson and York attacking the line. Green. Barco and Cuthbertson waiting for any scraps there. Spears poised at first receiver, but York switch it left. Wigan are already stacked up there. It's come off the Wigan man. Was that played at?
Well, the accent doesn't even hit the goal line.
Another chance here from York.
Another set for York.
He rolls on.
You know what happens next?
It's your man of the match vote, by the way, via the Our League app tonight. 4 candidates, all from Wigan. So it's your chance to vote for the man of the match. The Betfred man of the match, Hardacre, Hastings, Powell or Club. Those are your 4 contenders tonight. Go to the app, cast your vote. York want points though. Washbrook bypassing Salter, picked up by the fullback Miles Harrison on debut. Barco. Well, there was no way through there. Just drove straight into a cul-de-sac. Whiteley. Another bad pass from York. Controlled football style, and Cuthbertson with a stutter step. Trademark offload.
They're not quite sure how to play off Cuthbertson yet, are they? Just got to get used to him as the season goes through. We'll see a lot more little short runs around his offloads and his short passing game.
Yeah, they won't have had much time to practice with this half-back pair in York. But they're attacking the line. Just need one little spark of genius to break through a watertight Wigan defence. On a knock-on of the play of the ball, and Wigan survive, and York see another chance come to nothing.
Wonderful Wigan defence, though. Really did work hard. You see the knock-on here. Just doesn't play it when he's getting to his feet. Loses control of the ball. Well spotted by the referee. They need to really get off the line here, York. We're going to have had the break. They've been defending their line, so it's a chance to put some pressure right on them. Right through to the back end of this set. York need to be working.
Didn't win the tackle.
So a reminder, the Betfred's man of the match vote tonight is up to you at home. If you go to the Our League app, you'll see 4 contenders. They are Zach Hardacre, Jackson Hastings, Sam Powell and Tony Clubb. Who's your man of the match? Open up the app while you're watching us on the Sportsman tonight. Quick as you like, cast your vote, and we'll have a winner who we'll hope to speak to at the end of the game. Hardacre, Hastings, Powell or Clubb? Who do you fancy, Tom?
I think I'll go Hardacre. I think he's controlled the tempo of the game. Hastings. Hardacre's good contributor. You can see why you pick both Powell and Clubb. I just think the man Hastings come up with the big plays. So that's the kiss of death on him, isn't it?
Here come Wigan again. They're not done yet. Whenever I commentate with Andrew Henderson, he picks every name on the team sheet just so he gets it right. Hastings, oh, well, I thought it opened up a bit easy. I was going to say he's got another dummy, but there had to be something
I'd like to see this again.
What happened here? I mean, they've called obstruction, yeah. There was a man got to ground. Was it Bullock who ran straight into his man?
Yeah, I think he doesn't have to. I think Hastings would have done that anyway.
Well, in Bullock's defence, I don't think he meant that. I mean, he ran at Salter, and it was almost like an NBA player taking the charge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He positioned his feet and thought, well, I'll get the decision here. That's what happened. Right decision, by the way.
We're inside the last 10 minutes on the clock. Another good 10 minutes there from the York side. They really have been terrific, and they've been consistent inside the contest. Just hung in there. At no point have they dropped their guard. They can be really proud of themselves here. As can Wigan. They'll probably fancy themselves. They'd like to get a couple of tries in this last 10 minutes to make it feel like the right thing to do on the scoreboard.
Yeah, patched up and playing to the end here, York. They will want points for their efforts. I mean, that's stating the obvious, but you would say that that's the least they deserve from this tonight against the heavyweight from Wigan, who are looking to lift this famous, iconic silver trophy for the first time since 2013. Hardacre, one of the man of the match contenders, hasn't put a foot wrong, has he? The 2015 Man of Steel. He's clobbered by Cuthbertson, his teammate at Leeds that year when they won the treble.
Move, James! Play on, Marcus Gold. 1.
Oh, good movement there from Wigan. They're really picking the tempo up now. Willie Ice has had 2 good involvements in the back end.
Release 2. Go.
Good play of the ball. Nice carry.
Move, Adam, out the right.
Wigan up over halfway.
Hold.
Shorrock's waiting from dummy half. Jackson Hastings, the man who makes things happen. Hardacre, another.
Still 3.
Good offload. Got to make your tackle stick now.
A lovely offload. Oh, baby, his eyes lit up, but he slipped.
Stand for.
Hardacre with a couple of tackles to go. Floated past to his mate Jackson Hastings, who assesses it. Oh, and puts a great looking kick in, and it's fumbled off York, so Wigan will get another go at this.
Oh, this is a dangerous set here for York. They did look tired. Wigan are starting to pull through them.
It's AJ Taus, local boy on his debut. Bags of pace, this guy. James Ford says, look out for him off the bench. He will get some game time on the wing. He's as fast as anyone in this York City Knights side. He hasn't had a great deal of opportunity to show that pace yet. It's been mostly defending during his stint. And another stoppage and another injury concern for Mr. Ford and co.
You can sense you're tipping a Taus intercept here to race away and get the York points, come off the line.
I wasn't necessarily tipping it, I was just hoping to see it. So I want to see how fast he is. Sam Scott's holding his right elbow in the meantime. Was it his shoulder? Looks more like his shoulder, actually.
Anything for a rest, I'll rub them all.
Yeah.
Strapping his elbow, holding his shoulder.
Yes, it's both. Well, you're holding your right shoulder. Well, let me put some tape on your elbow.
Here's the kick. Play from Taus to get across.
It was a lovely floated judge kick, wasn't it? He had to play at that. They're tough, those, aren't they? Running away over your shoulder. A lot tougher than they look, I think.
Yeah, it's very much so.
You're right, Sam.
So it was an elbow.
On the line.
Difficult to see where that injury came from. I don't think he knows, Scott, because he's got his elbow taped up. He was definitely holding his shoulder. Anyway, here come Wigan.
Drop,
almost. Partington and I think Bullock just stopped. Singleton, what's this? He's hungry for a try or two, Singleton. Well, they bypassed both of the big prop forwards. Hastings, the danger man. Lovely floated pass into the corner. And Hanley, has he got a second or has he dropped it? He thinks he's scored.
Yeah, 0 coming.
But no, 0 coming. Actually, he knows he's knocked it on. I thought that was a little bit too honest. And they're back underway already. Dropped it over the line. We'll have another look at that when we can. But everyone happy with that. So York just play on and roll on. Here we go. It's a lovely floated pass. It looks to me like he should have scored that, you know, but great defending. Was that Taus who we were talking about with the scramble tackle?
It was AJ Taus, yeah.
Fair play to the young man on debut. Try saver. And that's with your team 26-0 down with 6 minutes to go.
This is a wonderful effort from York, isn't it? Scampering out a dummy half there. Is that Barco?
Liam Burns back on for Wigan.
Look at this.
Certainly club having a breather. Here come York. Oh no, I was just about to say, is it their time? It isn't. Ball goes to ground.
The play was fantastic from Green.
Danny Washbrook. Challenge Cup winner in 2016 and again in 17. And Willie Isa has a little chat with Scott.
Move! Hold, go 1. Ride it, ride it, ride it. 2. Move.
5 minutes or so to go. A reminder, cast your vote.
Go, 2.
We've got a minute or so left on that vote. Jackson Hastings, Zach Hardacre, Sam Powell or Tony Clubb. If you want to get your vote, I would do it right now, otherwise your chance is gone. Hardacre here.
Good run that, isn't it, Hardacre, late in the game. Drags his team in a great position. Hastings senses it, doesn't he? Does the same with Bullock. Look at this, they're powering through. Nice tackle.
Hold.
1-2 to go, sorry.
Singleton. Oh, lovely deceptive pace from Big Brad Singleton. Shorrocks. And Hastings looking to create one more for Wigan.
Move, Sam.
Can York hold them out?
Just play the ball.
Will Shorrocks go on his own? Quick play of the ball to the right side. Hastings again. A little spin. A little feint. A little dart. And then the left-footed kick. And it's fumbled by Dixon, and he'll have to put the ball behind. And it's that man Hastings to chase his own kick.
He is so dangerous on the line, isn't he, Hastings? He had so many options, but he kept control of it. Looked like Bullock pointed to the ground there. Felt there's some space in behind. Lovely weighted kick. We're going to be looking to get one late in this game. Get it up over the 30. York will be resilient.
It's the sliced, narrow restart looking to catch Wigan out, but Hanley read it and then dances to the line. He's already got one tonight. We'll confirm the Betfred man of the match in just a second.
2. Move, James. Hold, Adam. Wait.
Oh, how's the ball come out there illegally?
Wait.
So Wigan will have another set.
Line. Still up. Held. Release. 1. Go.
Shorrocks to Hastings. Oh, he's taken his eye off the ball. And it's hit York out. This could actually, if he's judged that's gone backwards, that's another set. First knock on, it'll be Wigan ball now. Well, while he's making his mind up, let's confirm the player of the match tonight. And you can probably guess. There he is, Jackson Hastings. Wonderful, inventive performance for Wigan and a match-winning player of the match display. 46% of the vote for the Our League app. Overwhelming man of the match.
His quality really did tell it in the most important moments in the game. Jackson Hastings, wonderful performance. It's a delight to watch when he's in that form.
Yeah, he's really sparkled back in this Wigan side, Jackson Hastings.
I think Wigan will be very happy with their night, actually. They've been resilient, they've kept their head down, they've been disciplined, they've got some really good habits inside of their game. I feel very, very...
Yeah, that was a head clash, so they won't be taking any chances. Just a little pause just to assess. Shorrocks being assessed. I think he's got a little bit of a nosebleed.
Wonderful signs for this York side tonight. So much resilience, so much effort. Kept it simple.
Yeah, battered and bruised, but they should be buoyed as well by what they've seen tonight. What this depleted, this makeshift side. They lost both halfbacks and had to play. Well, they had Marsh and Washbrook in there, but really it's all gone through Adam Cuthbertson tonight, the big prop forward in the halves. With Riley Dean missing and Brendan O'Hagan missing.
You know, it's not uncommon in games like this to see a 60 or 70 point scoreline. You know,
well, that's
40s
what we
and 50s. Yeah,
that's what we feared after that purple patch from Wigan. So credit York for what they've done, and they're still going.
2. Move, Jackson. Get square. Go. 2.
Kieran Dixon's moved to fullback now, and he's been very busy in the middle part of the field. He can be dangerous there. Sort of picturing a Cuthbertson offload into a Dixon at full speed. Could be something. Nice chance down the short side.
Salter Hastings, though, the player of the match, completes the tackle.
Hold. Go.
Washbrook still going. What a stint he's put in tonight. Cuthbertson likewise.
Clear.
And Matty Marsh. Now then Kieran Dixon. Dancing off the left onto the right. And it's opening up for York finally. Will Dixon make it happen? Barker waits from dummy half.
Go.
Can York finish with a flourish? The high hanging kick. Can they challenge? It's come off Wigan. They'll get the ball here, will they?
No, ball was touched by York. It's Wigan ball.
Oh, he says ball touched by York. It'll be Warriors possession.
Yeah, but absolutely. It'll be tackle 5.
I thought it came off a Wigan man. That was my instinct. Referee Marcus Griffiths thought different.
That would have been an exciting end of the game with York on the ball looking for points.
I've seen it touch a York hand first.
They're saying it took a touch a York hand first. I'm not convinced. Are you?
In slow motion, you can see that it's definitely come off the Wigan player, but from at speed, both the referee and the touch judge would have seen hands in the air flaring at it. They think it's clipped the York hand.
Well, there's James Ford. Tough night at the office for him.
Off to get Adrian Lamb's autograph.
Play the ball, mate. Ready?
But a great deal of pride for the young York coach. Only 38. He's been through the tough times as well. York having nowhere to train, no ground. He went full time, walked away from his career as a lecturer at college, and here he is overseeing what he hopes will be a really exciting period in this club's history, bidding to make that step up to the top table in Super League, and they've matched one of the best in Super League for large parts of this game tonight.
Both sides here will be looking to get points at the back end. As we move into injury time, we're going to be keen to score to finish it off. York will be very, very keen to get over the line and take the 0 away. It's not critical for York to score. I'm proud of their efforts anyway. It'll be a nice little polish.
Well, they're going to put a huge kick in off the left boot on the hooter. And that will just spin into touch on the far side and draw to an end what's been a hugely watchable Betfred Challenge Cup third round tie. The scoreboard heavily favouring Wigan tonight. 26 points to 0, but James Ford will be proud of his York City Knights for the spirit and endeavour they have shown. And that will really stand them in good stead. It's Wigan who progress to the quarterfinals of this iconic cup competition. But a really good night for York as well. Ignore the scoreboard. York 0, Wigan 26. Hardaker Smith, Househall, Hanley and Clubb, the try scorers. Hardaker 3 from 5 from the boot. And I guess as much as those 26 points is the 0 that Adrian Lamb, the Wigan coach, Tony, will be pleased with. Because they had some defending to do.
They did, yeah. They had to defend their line well on a lot of occasions. I thought with no halves in front of them, in particular, no strike halves for the York side, it was going to be a little bit easier for Wigan. Particularly impressed with their defence down the other end of the field, actually, which gave them the field position to do things like this. The beautiful line from Hardaker to get the team on the board. He had a terrific game, Hardaker, didn't he? He just knew when to inject himself, knew when to find the energy. The kick we spoke about at halftime, the York so much wish they went up for there, so much wish they got there. The diffusion of that bomb taken out, but they didn't do that. Wigan found a fantastic amount of movement, great movement from Smith to find himself in space, moved off the ball to do that particularly well. And the player of the match, Hastings, just kept putting the ball out in front of his runners. Halsall found the line. This play from Hastings is a beauty. The big dummy. All the Wigan supports are pouring through. He had Hardaker on the inside. He found Hanley on the outside. Let's just enjoy this dummy here from Hastings just now. Let's look at it go. Bang. Dale Nico gave him the opening to have a look at. Hastings had the tempo to throw the dummy. It was a wonderful bit of rugby league and so enjoyable to watch. The big dummy, through he goes, straightens up the fullback. Hanley enjoyed putting that one over the line. Found themselves under the post, a simple one. We're going to see Tony Clubs go back towards the goalposts here. Sam Powell ducks out, just drifts across. Clubb then jinks his feet at the line, spins around, twists in, finds the line. Hard-earned middle part of the field. Try. Powell in the 9 will just drift left. Clubb times it well. Lovely jink. 4 defenders to beat there. Takes some doing. Big man enjoys it that close. Good for the Wigan forwards to be scoring through the middle. Sends a great sign to their pack to keep on working.
That was the story of the match. Wigan 26-0 winners. Player of the match was Jackson Hastings, and he is speaking with Paul Kidd.
Okay, we've got Jackson Hastings with us now, the player of the match. First of all, Jackson, many congratulations on that performance and winning the player of the match. How good does that feel?
Yeah, mate, thanks for that. I'm not too worried about the player of the match. I was worried about getting the job done. Obviously, our goal this year is to compete in every single trophy and win everything we can. So the Challenge Cup's right up there, and that was the first cab off the rank, and we got it done. So pleasing to keep them to 0. We're a bit scratchy with the ball and gave away far too many penalties, but we got the job done and we go again.
Yeah, you mentioned that the penalties, obviously, certainly in the opening 20 minutes, I think the penalty count was sort of 3 or 4-0.
Yeah.
Is that something that was addressed at half-time and you've got to work on going forward?
Yeah, we're definitely got to work on it. I'm not too sure about some of them. Some were 50-50, but obviously we're doing something wrong in terms of getting in front of the ref, and we had far too many high tackles tonight too, so it's definitely something we've got to work on for sure.
Okay, Jackson, again, many congratulations. All the very best for the rest of the season.
Thank you,
bringing
mate.
now
Cheers.
Adrian Lamb,
Cheers.
the Wigan Warriors head coach. Adrian, first of all, obviously, job done, you're through into the next round, so many congratulations on that.
Yeah, that was a priority tonight, so a fair bit of hard work, but, you know, I guess in the end, it was our third hit out tonight, so we're through.
In all fairness, Adrian, you know, you say that you made hard work of it, but I think a lot of credit has to go to York City Knights tonight. They made it really difficult for you this evening, and they sort of put in a really dogged performance.
Yeah, they had a lot of new faces in from previous weeks, and a lot of the young ones getting a go tonight, which is great for them. I thought they played tough.
And obviously, you know, we mentioned before the game about the love affair with the Challenge Cup that you mentioned earlier on in the week. Long may that continue, and just exactly what will it mean to the fans that are sat at home that's been watching this evening?
Yeah, look, through the quarterfinals now, which is, you know, what the priority was, I guess, at the start of the week, and you know, we'll I guess address the next performance when we get this week over and done with, and move on.
Okay, Adrian, all the very best for next week. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
We've got James Ford joining us now, the York City Knights head coach. First of all, James, obviously commiserations on the defeat, but you made quite a few changes this week from last week due to injury.
Yeah.
There must be a massive sense of, you know, you're being proud of that performance this evening.
Yeah, there's lots to be proud of, you know, especially giving 2 young boys a debut, and we spoke about making it a debut for them to remember, and I thought the effort and commitment from the team was superb. What I've seen is I've got some blokes that'll really work hard for one another and really work hard for the club. You know, and I saw us take a step forward as well. We did more of what we want them to do. You know, a little bit more ball movement and yardage, and we built more pressure and good ball when we had the opportunities. But credit to Wigan, you know, they're a tremendous side. Really hard to break down. There some physicality about them as well, and yeah, we'll learn from that, and I believe we'll be better from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned there that you sort of were looking for a debut to remember for some of those boys. In many ways, you couldn't have got a better tie than obviously Wigan Warriors at home in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah. As long as the team turns up and performs, and they did. You know, Miles Harrison, especially 80 minutes at full back at 17 years of age against Wigan Warriors. Now listen, Wigan Warriors are a good Super League side. They'll challenge many adult players, you know, fully grown adults. And for a young boy at 17 to come and play for 80 minutes against them, and you know, he's kicked well, he's caught his high balls, he's been hit late a couple of times. He's shown lots of promise, and we've got him for 3 years, and I'm really looking forward to working with him.
Okay, just before we let you go, James, I think it's important that obviously you're aware of this right now, that there's been an awful lot of accolades that have been put forward to yourself and the York City Knights Club this evening on Sportsman Live, so very, very well done, and all the very best for next week against Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, thanks for your time, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very well put, actually, from our reporter Paul Kidd there, and the accolades are very heartfelt and very genuine for York City Knights. That was the tail of the tape, if you like. York 0, Wigan 26. Those tries from Hardacre, Smith, Halsall, Hanley and Clubb. 3 from 5 from the boot of Zach Hardacre. Wigan ultimately winning the arm wrestle, and had the magician Jackson Hastings on man of the match form to really turn the screw when when they needed it. But York will take so much when the dust settles away from this game. Yes, it's Wigan who are through, Tony Ray, but this will be York will look back on this and think that was a great learning experience for us.
Yeah, they needed it after last week. I thought they were relatively off, given that they're at home against Toulouse, but they've come out tonight and been fantastic. Actually, they've just kept the game simple. They've worked really hard. They've been patient. They've played like a team. You could see in the eyes of the coach he was trying to be nice and calm about his enthusiasm, but he was really proud of his players. He's proud that they've given those young players, as you said, the debut they wanted. Adrian Lamb as well, you know, we're through. They kept saying we're through, you know, they want this cup. It's quite clear. Now, York said you're going to have to work for it. You come to our home stadium, you've got to get out there and push us around and get the job done. They did that. Their class shone through. You know, the players that were in from out of the match were class players. You think about Hardaker, Hastings, Clubb, Powell. They're all big players, played a lot of big games, and they stood strong. They stood up against a resilient York side. They didn't put 60 or 7 in, but they're through. And they've taken their lessons. And they've only played a couple of games at the start of the year, and it's been a difficult preparation for them. So it was never going to be a banana skin. It was never really about that. York could have rolled over. They didn't. And that's why we're so proud of their performance. But full credit to Wigan. They are through.
Yeah, just a final point on that. It shows the pull of this famous old competition, doesn't it? A lot's been said in recent years about the place of the Challenge Cup, but watching how much these two sides, and Wigan especially, the respect to which they treated this tonight and the carrot of going to Wembley, this is as special as it's ever been, isn't it? Yeah, you can sense that Wigan are talking about this cup, isn't it? And it's back right where it should be in the season. It's going to be a really important part of their program. They're going to be excited. They'll be excited that they're through, and they'll be looking forward to the draw tomorrow night. Tony, really enjoyed your company tonight. Look forward to the next one, which carries on over the weekend. The groundsmen are out, which tells us it's probably our time to go and get some shut-eye as well. The Betfred Challenge Cup continues over the weekend. Wigan are through, Castleford are through. There's 6 more places up for grab. If you go to the Our League Match Centre, you'll be able to find out where to watch all of Saturday and Sunday's action. From Tony Ray and from me, George Riley here, though, it's Wigan who have held sway against York, and we'll see you next time. Good night.